Hey, it's Ty, and welcome back to our Advanblack YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today, you are in for a treat. We are actually going to be putting a whole shot full bundle kit onto a 2017 Street Glide. I know you haven't seen a ton of Street Glides, so we're excited to do this one. This is for Irvin at Bagger Society, so if you don't know Bagger Society, go over and check them out. All right, so here it is, the 2017 Street Glide. So Irvin's already completely done this bike. Like, he was done to the end. He put everything on it that he wanted to. So we decided we're going to collaborate with him, and we're going to go ahead and change this up and help him to continue to evolve this bike, right? That's what we want to do. That's why we love our job, because we get to help you take your bike to the next level. So he's got a carbon fiber front fender, he's got the LP6, he's got the RBW Skull 5-position switch, he's got a Roland Sands gas cap, he's got the Alloy Art boom box intake, he's got a Bassani exhaust, he's got some killer tunes on this bike, he's got the Legends Revo A's I think in the rear, and he did some springs in the front I believe as well. Got a chopped fender, got some aftermarket tail lights, he's got some different floorboards and different controls. We're going to change this up. We are going to take our whole shop Bagger bundle kit, put it on this thing, and give it a whole new look. Continue to watch. All right, for the rear fender, I like to loosen all the bolts in the chrome strut covers so that you can separate everything, so it makes it so that the fender will come out without being scratched. So you just kind of drop it down, pinch in where the nuts are, roll the fender back, and then pinch in there as well. Rear fender's off. All right, so we just took the dash tank console off, and now we're going to go ahead and we are going to remove everything that is not needed so that I can remove all the inners of the tank so we can swap that over to our chop tank. Obviously, you just saw us pull off the rear fender, pulled off the side covers, remove the bags. Really simple, very quick, and now we're going to dive into this. It's a little bit more complicated. I'd say it's probably a 3 out of a 5 wrench, but you can do it. You just got to take your time. So I just grab my dead blow and I grab a socket extension. You're going to grab these ears, tap a little bit, work your way around. There you go. Pop the ring off. Set it off to the side, and we will carefully pull this out, and we'll have to disconnect a few things on the inside, pop a few tabs, slide a few things, and then rotate everything till you get it out properly without bending, twisting, or breaking anything. All right, so we've wiggled it. Get these 2 tabs. Pinch them together, one from the front, one from the back. Slide that off. I retain that in my hand, set that on my rag. Same with this other one. Not a ton of room. You'll hear it when you pinch them, they release. Sometimes you need a screwdriver to push in on the actual tab to break it free, and then she'll come loose. Alrighty, so down in the tank there is a fore and aft, forward and rear. You're going to go ahead and pull up and then slide it back till it's not aligned, and it will come out. And again, this is your float, so do not bend your float. Make sure that you can get it at an angle where it comes out properly. There's your float, which is the front. And then the rear has the same tab. You're going to pull up and then push forward toward the bike. Get it to the point where it is loose. I'm gonna go ahead and pull off this, which is your tube, which picks up off the bottom of the tank, just so everything comes out a little bit simpler. All right, sometimes you just need your screwdriver to push in just that little bit extra. And obviously, I say obvious, but it's not always, try to run all your fuel out of your tank before you do this project, because it'll make life a lot simpler. All right. All right, this side's got quite a bit of weight. It's the clutch side. So I take it, rotate it around. Until it feels like it's loose. Again, always being careful. Be careful till you're not, right? And then make sure all these hoses pull up out. And this is your actual in-tank fuel pump. And then it's got 2 filters. So I just bend the filter one up. That way you can get them both out. And there's all your fuel tank internals. Go set those off on a dry, clean bench and cover them up until you're ready to put them into your chop tank. All right, now we can remove the tank. Again, I leave the tank installed because it gives it a fixed mounting point so that you can work everything else out. Otherwise, you're juggling and there's no center. And here is the 4th. Next is disconnect the fuel line from the petcock, which is a collar that you push up and pull down on the fuel line. You can put a rag there if you wish. And now the tank should come off, but as I look now, it looks like he has underglow installed, which always makes it more complicated. So hopefully he's got quick disconnect so that we can pull it off easy. All right, there's that side. All right, one more to disconnect. Make sure that's free and clear. And voila, tank is removed. So this tank, he took the badging off, and it looks like he put some stickers on just to make it more unique. So we'll see what he does to the chop tank. All right, so quick tech tip, grab a microfiber and cut a hole in it and put that over your fuel tank hole opening. That way you protect the tank. Next is you're gonna pick up the octopus, is what I like to refer to it as. The first thing you're gonna insert was the last thing that you took out. So I like to go ahead and put the pump with the filter long side first, and then the short side, just bend it up, walk it over to the left side of the tank, and then you're going to rotate it 90 degrees. And then I like to go down with my hand and make sure that the filter made it around when you twisted it so that it sits flat on the bottom of the tank. And then here you've got the section that you'll find, set it down, slide it rearward, clips in place, perfect. Next thing I'm going to do is I am going to take the float and put it in. Let's see, it's going to slide forward. So we're going to go in this way and rotate it around. Again, making sure not to move any of the float adjustments so that your fuel gauge will read properly. All right, so if you look right down in here, you can see how this sets in between the 4 spots and slides forward and clips in position. And then you're going to come and you're going to pick the fuel pickup that goes to the right side of the tank, and you're going to put that back on the sub-assembly for the fuel pump. All right, so now that you've got all 3 hose connections, you're going to go ahead and work it back here towards the 4 o'clock and slide the pump back into that direction. Find the tabs to line it up. Take this off now. Okay, and then you've got your locking ring, and on here somewhere it says top. So you're going to set that on. And then you'll get your hammer, and again, they make a special tool to install it, but who has that tool? Not me. So then I just use a socket extension to go ahead, and we'll just alternately tap it around until it's seated. All right, you saw how easy it is to do the chop tank, all the octopus install. It isn't really that bad. You just got to take your time. Don't get frustrated, and don't try and twist things inside there. It all goes and it has a natural flow. Just feel it and follow it. So now that the tank's done, we're going to go ahead and get back to the body. We're going to start with the outer fairing, then move to the tank and work our way back and get this thing buttoned up. Alrighty, so we just finished the tank removal, and we're going to keep moving forward on the bike. So we're going to go ahead and remove the outer fairing first. There's 4 bolts from the inner fairing that attach the outer fairing. We're going to move those. The short ones are on the bottom, and the longer ones are up top. You don't want to get those backwards. Again, the short ones are on the bottom, the longer ones up top. So now we have the 3 bolts that hold the windshield on, and actually that's what holds the rest of the outer fairing. So we start on the inner side, then come to the outer. I go ahead and remove the outer ones first. These are shorter as well on the outside. And the center one is holding it all together at this point. You can loosen it up a little bit. Probably get the windshield out. Just like that. Center is the longer one. Set that off to the side. You've now got your headlight. Gonna want to reach in here and disconnect your headlight. This customer actually has the LP6. So now your outer fairing is removed. Alrighty, LP6 is the easiest to install on the Street Glide. It's literally 4 screws, and then the trim bezel ring is just the 1 screw there. So we're gonna come, we also added the duct vent. And so we're just gonna come over here. We are going to click in the light. Light is clicked in. And we are going to bring the outer fairing up into place. Nice little V-notch. And then I'll put 1 screw here in the center just to hold it in place. We'll go ahead and we'll put the rest of the screws in, put the windshield in, and be done with the front. All right, so now we've got the outer fairing buttoned up with the nice, clean, vivid black inner, and you can take this off and reveal the beautiful carbon fiber fender and start working on the rest. All right, the customer had a couple lights on his other tank, so I just transferred them over with some new double-sided tape. We're gonna bring this over, we're gonna walk it up onto the bike and set it in place. Bolt that down, hook up the connections. We can go ahead and run the vent tube up now. Work that back on, and then the harness for the fuel pump. Make sure that clicks into place. We'll have a dash tank console that will cover this. And we'll be good. All right, outer fairing and tank are on. Now we're gonna move to the rear fender, which is not super complicated. It's easy to do. It just takes some assembly. So I actually like to install it on the soft table, where we put the taillight housings on, the actual license plate bracket, and then we also include these license plate light bolts, and then run the wiring, and then make the connections. There's 2 solderless connections that happen, and then we have the harness, and now we can actually walk up to the back of the bike and roll it right in. All right, you've seen the whole shot fender as we've put it in. If you want to see the full build, the full assembly, the full installation, check out our YouTube installation channel for that. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue fitting this to the bike. Alrighty, so we've got the left side plugged into our taillight housing. We got the rest of the harness. This third wire actually runs to the LED license plate lights, and I have already used the solderless connectors and heat shrink tubing, so that's all run. You're gonna run it behind the shock, then you're gonna run it up behind the frame, and then I go ahead and I loosen this housing so that I can run this connector up through here, and then pull that up and through, and there is one more connector that needs to come through, and this is the connector that'll go around to the right side. Alrighty, now it's time for the saddle bags, which will complete this rear end. Now, lid closed. All right, and lid shut. All right, here we have it. This is the 2017 Street Glide with a full whole shot bundle kit, fully installed, minus our front fender. He wanted to stay with the carbon fiber, which we said, hey, that's fine. So we went to the outer, and as we've got the outer, we're gonna walk around, and you'll see we decided to keep the black inner fairing. It just pops, it ties it in, it gives it a nice little break. Obviously, we have our chop tank. This is one of the things that we're featuring currently, and we added our carbon fiber tank dash console cover. We've got our whole shot side covers. We've got our whole shot lowers with our standard bag lids. And then we've got our chopped rear fender with the smoke signals, license plate bracket, and license plate LED bolts. Bike turned out really nice. As you saw from the beginning, it was all black. I think this gives it a nice contrast, makes the whole bike pop. It looks really nice, tied together. That front fender, the tank console, looks awesome. Super glad how this turned out. I know the customer is going to be stoked once he sees it. All right, Irvin is here to pick up his bike. This is his first reaction.
Oh, hell. Man. This is bad.
You like it?
Thank you very much.
No problem, man.
Did you get the little leak too?
Oh my goodness.
Guys, this is a whole new bike.
For sure.
Damn, this thing's nice.
Thanks for watching. Continue to follow our Advanblack YouTube channel to see what we build next.